Hello everybody, let's talk about altered chords. The definition of altered chords is basically a dominant 7 chord plus these tensions. We call these altered tensions or tones. So there's sharp 5, flat 5, sharp 9, and flat 9. Notice that we can also use the sharp 11 in lieu of the flat 5 sometimes, and there's a special use case for this. For now we focus on sharp 5, flat 5, sharp 9, and flat 9. And when we talk about altered chords, it's almost always a dominant 7 chord with these added tensions instead of a major 7 or a minor 7 with these added tensions. If you notice, these tensions are really dissonant. So let's take G as a root. The sharp 5 is a D sharp, so really dissonant. Flat 5, D flat, okay, and then a flat 9 would be a flat. Sharp 9 would be A sharp. These are all really dissonant tones. So major 7th and minor 7th chords are what we call arrival chords, meaning that we want these chords to sound, we expect these two chords to sound somewhat stable, and they're used for endings usually. So we wouldn't be adding these tensions to major or minor 7th chords. So that's why when we talk about altered chords, it's almost always a dominant 7th chord with these altered tensions. Okay. We can realize these chords with shelf voicing, which is pretty common in jazz music. So root 3 flat 7 plus these tensions. Okay, so again, why do we need altered chords? Why do we need altered chords? The first purpose is first of all, the 5-7 chord that resolves to the 1 chord. It's what we call a 5-1 resolution. The 5 chord is supposed to contain some kind of tension. And for example, let's take G, B, D, F, so our G7 chord. On its own, the B and F together, they form A, B, C, D, E, F, so a diminished 5th interval. On its own, it already contains a very dissonant interval, a flat 5. So let's check out a good old G dominant 7 chord. There's some tension, and that mostly comes from this interval here. And people would expect you to resolve to C major, see? And basically, the idea of altered chords is to increase the tension in the dominant 7 chord so that we have a stronger urge to resolve to 1 chord, okay? Stronger urge to resolve to the 1 chord, okay? So that's the first use case. A second use case is what we call a leading dominant sound or mode. And probably I would talk more about this mode, particular mode in melodic minor modes. And in the coming up videos, I'll probably talk about this too, okay? And when you see a leading dominant chord, basically, for example, G7, that doesn't go up to, say, instead of C minor 7 or C major or C 7th. So anyway, the root doesn't go up a 4th, okay? Instead it goes to, sorry, G minor 7, let's say. So it's a non-resolving chord. So make sure you have checked out the previous video on resolving and non-resolving dominant chords. It's for a dominant 7 chord like that, we call that a leading dominant chord. And for a chord like that, we would usually add a tension called the sharp 11. It has a special use case. We have a special method and scale choice to deal with this type of chord. And for now, just learn the name. We call that a leading dominant chord, okay? A leading dominant sound or a leading dominant mode for that particular chord, okay? So for now, we'll focus on this one, and in time we'll get to this one too, so don't worry. Okay, so finally, let's take a quick listen to some examples. Okay, so let's take G, 7. So let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, so we have G dominant 7 here. Let's just play the shell. All right, so you have G7 shell. Let's add sharp 5 to the chord. So sharp 5 would basically. So if the 5th is a D, right? Sharp 5 would be so really dissonant. All right. Flat 5. So that's your flat 5, okay? And then flat 9. sharp 9. Alright. Let me do that one more time in C so that I so I can produce a sharp 5 that is above the shelf voicing. So C, E, B, that's our shell. Okay. So sorry, C, E, B flat. C7. Let's do that in C7. Okay, the sharp 5 of C. So that's your sharp 5. And we have a voicing that's we have the sharp 5 that is above the shell. And a flat 5 here. Flat 9. And then alright, so C7 with a sharp 5, okay? So quickly, one more time, flat 5, sharp 5, D sharp, okay? Oh, sorry, flat 9, I'm sorry, flat 9, sharp 9, flat 5, and then sharp 5, okay? Very dissonant sounding, and after that, you should expect something like this, okay? Okay, let's say C. Something like that. Okay, let me do that one more time. Let's say, sorry. So C7 flat 9, very dissonant. Go to F minor. Okay. Okay. So that's an example. Okay, so that's a brief introduction into altered chords. Okay, we'll work out more examples in the coming videos. Okay, so see you there.